Hi everybody. Today we are at
Patriots Point in Charleston, South Carolina.
That's right.
We're going to show you around, show you some things.
Hope you enjoy it.
Hi, we are Tom and Beth. Our adventure awaits. We sold our house and most of our belongings, moved into our fifth wheel full time to explore the USA. We are excited about our adventure of this beautiful country. Follow us along on our journey. As Helen Keller once said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all.
As we're walking towards the Yorktown, I have memories of walking towards the USS America when I served on it.
Many years ago, but I tell you, I was telling him we pulled up, those were some of the, not the best years, but great memories of friends I made, deep friendships I still have with people. And I'm grateful for the memories when Tom served on the ship. I got to be an ombudsman for the USS America, and just all the friends I met and the memories that we have from being stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. And it wasn't easy, him being gone all the time, but it was something he needed to do, and I was there to support him. Right?
That's right. There's the USS Laffey. All right.
Head towards the Laffey.
USS Laffey.
Yep.
Go across the brow. When you go aboard a ship, you turn towards the flag and request permission to come aboard. Request permission to come aboard.
Permission granted.
Permission granted, he said.
He said permission granted for me.
Permission granted.
16 April 1945, the USS Laffey was on picket off of Okinawa when the kamikazes tried to tear it up. Fortunately, they were able to survive. All right, if you see, the hatches don't go all the way to the ground. We would call those knee knockers. So you had to be really careful when you went on board so that you didn't hit the knee knockers. Beth was just saying, the smell of the ship reminds her of the uniform smell when I'd come home from the ship.
Yeah, like instantly when I walked on this ship, I thought, oh, that's his uniform smell.
You can see some of the old bunks. Fortunately, when I was on the America, our bunks did not look like that. The Laffey served in the Atlantic, including supporting Normandy and D-Day, and then it moved to the Pacific, where it had the big battle at Okinawa when the kamikazes attacked it over and over and over.
April 16, 1945, Okinawa was the largest amphibious invasion of the Pacific Campaign and the last major campaign of the Pacific War. More ships were used, more troops put ashore, more supplies transported, more bombs dropped, and more naval guns fired against shore targets than any other operation in the Pacific. 34 Allied ships and craft of all types were sunk, mostly by kamikazes, and 368 ships and craft damaged. One of these damaged ships was the USS Laffey. The Battle of Okinawa became the most important point in this ship's history and the most memorable event in the lives of the men aboard her. For some of these Laffey men, it was the last day of their lives.
So here's a radio room. You can hear Morse code going in the background. We are on the bridge of the Laffey.
Isn't it just amazing the history in this ship as you stand here?
It really is.
It's crazy to think what happened.
It's amazing. Survived all that time, Okinawa.
Yeah.
Survived D-Day. It's something else.
All the kamikaze
Attacks, the bomb attacks. Absolutely crazy what this ship withstood. Had a good crew.
Sure did.
Beth is pretending that she's a quartermaster.
I got it.
We're underway.
I got this.
Why is this ship going back and forth so much? It's because he's making great big turns for little tiny movements.
Great gives me like this.
Yeah, there we go. So here's the first drone the Navy flew. It is in the hangar bay, which was a modification that was done to this ship. Because they didn't have hangar bays back in World War II.
No.
At least not on destroyers.
Yeah.
After you come up the ladder or stairs to the Yorktown, you come across this painted on the side of the hangar bay doors.
I just love seeing that. I love that.
As you can see Beth standing there, it gives you a representation. She's 5'9". It gives you a representation of how big, how tall this ship is.
It's amazing.
USS Yorktown, CV-10, active duty from 43 to 47, and then again from 52 to 1970.
Interesting to know that on 1st of December 1941, the keel of the 10th U.S. Navy aircraft carrier was laid down at Newport News Shipyard. CV-10 was originally known as the
Bonhomme Richard.
Yeah, but it was changed to Yorktown in honor of CV-5 lost the Battle of Midway in June 1942. Did not know that about the Yorktown.
No, I didn't either.
Yep.
I like this saying from the Captain Jocko Clark. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But get the job done. If you can't get the job done, get off my ship. In the hangar bay of the Yorktown, it's now an aviation museum. They have several walking tours. We're getting ready to go down tour number 1 right up there. So, but as you see, you can see just how big this hangar bay is. There's a Medal of Honor museum back there. And then we've got more aircraft. Torpedo workshop. So here's berthing on the Yorktown. I am glad they didn't have berthing like this when I was on the America. Here's a bomb elevator. What most people don't know is that the bombs are kept way below deck, and then they're transported up onto the deck by different elevators, and they actually come out on the mess deck level. The galley. Ask now. Ask now.
Is this what the food look like?
No, our food didn't have this plastic consistency to it. We ate a lot of stuff called Red Death, is what we used to call it. Beth commented that these rolls looked really good, that she would take 3 of those. And that was one of the things that I worked for a little while on S2M when I was on board the America. And we'd been out long enough that the only bread that we had was bread that was being made fresh.
Ooh, yummy.
And boy, every morning you go and I would grab me a couple of those fresh rolls.
So, what was your favorite meal, Tom?
My favorite meal when I was on board the America was Chateaubriand.
Ooh.
We'd only have it a couple of times, but it was so good. The beef was just so tender and so tasty. A lot of us would stay up so that we could eat it again at Mid-Rats, because Mid-Rats was always leftovers and breakfast. So we absolutely loved Chateaubriand. So here's the bakery.
I would love to be in here. I could have worked in here, making bread and cookies.
Really
and
hot.
muffins. Really hot, but this is where I want to be on the ship, is in the bakery.
Yeah. Need a recipe to make 10,000 chocolate chip cookie? This is how you do it.
Let's see, you need 112 pounds of chocolate chips, 165 pounds of flour, 500 eggs, 100 pounds of granulated sugar, 87 pounds of shortening, 75 pounds of brown sugar, 12 pounds of butter, 3 pounds of salt, 3 cups of vanilla extract, 1 quart of water, and 1.5 pounds of baking soda. Well, that's easy.
Yeah, nothing to it. You notice it doesn't tell you how long to cook it.
No.
So inside the Yorktown is a merchant marine memorial or museum exhibit type thing as well. It's pretty nice. There's a lot of stuff here to see. If you read everything, it would take you a long time.
We'll be here for a few hours.
At least.
At least on this ship.
Look at the size of those cables. There you go. Up-to-date modern dental facilities.
I wouldn't want to have that.
A ship built in 1943. There's a poor sailor waiting for the corpsman to come in and take a look at him. Yeah, a second ago I said, poor sailor waiting to see the corpsman. The guy I really feel bad for is the one that's laying here on the table waiting for the surgery in this operating room. These are the hospital bunks here, where the otherwise known as sick bay, where people would come to recover. So sick crew members would use this space to keep ailments from spreading throughout the ship. In 1968, the Yorktown starred in the movie Tora Tora.
Which is a good movie, by the way.
Yeah, it is a good movie. And it was also used to recover Apollo 8 before it transferred to the Atlantic Fleet 69.
I love that.
Sky Raider was an active aircraft carrier type aircraft in the Korean War. This is an F-4U Corsair. There were a dozen Navy F-4Us that came in and attacked all the kamikazes that were attacking the Laffey. And because of those, they were able to save that ship. So here's the ready room. The pilots would come in here and get briefed before all of their missions. Can you imagine sitting here listening to that Morse code and having to decipher it? This is CIC on board. All right, going out onto the flight deck of the USS Yorktown. There's Charleston in the background. Beautiful bridge. It's an S2 over there, the aircraft. Let's go back here, take a peek at some of these aircraft. This line on the deck is the line that the pilots would try to center on as they came in for landings. They would try to catch the cables for the arresting gear, and if they missed the arresting gear cables, they could then hopefully fly off the other end, or the angle deck of the aircraft carrier. Like the movie Top Gun, this is an F-14 like was featured in that movie.
I'm waiting for that second movie, Top Gun, to come out. I like the first one. I want to see the second one.
There's some of the awards this ship has won. Modern day aircraft carriers don't have anti-aircraft guns like this. They do have other defensive weapon systems, but not ones that are manned like this one. Okay, Beth is now at the con of the USS Yorktown.
I can't imagine.
She's taking the helm.
I can't imagine bringing this ship in when I don't even like to drive the truck to pull the RV.
Yeah. And that's an enlisted man that usually stands at the helm also. He's taking the orders from others, from officers, but it's an enlisted man that stands at the helm. Captain's Bridge, also known as a flying bridge. From up here, they could watch flight operations. Aircraft would land coming in over the fantail, catch a wire, and they would catapult off the front, off the bow. Here's the open bridge. It's actually below the captain's bridge that we saw a few minutes ago. They also have a Vietnam experience here. They try to duplicate the sounds of what it would have been like in Vietnam, at a base in Vietnam at the time. You can hear the helicopter going in the back. There's several Hueys and Cobras here. From the guard tower, you oversee this whole little Looks like a little MASH type base. You know what a MASH site would have been like in Vietnam.
President Johnson has ordered us to hold Khe Sanh at all costs. We're surrounded by 20,000 DC and NBA regulars. We're being hit by constant artillery and rocket fire. You are about to experience the longest and bloodiest engagement of the Vietnam War. Report immediately to the command bunker.
Hope you enjoyed our tour of the USS Laffey and the Yorktown.
Yep, and if you come, be sure to allow yourself a lot of time. We got here kind of later in the day, and we could have spent a couple more hours here looking at everything. There's so much to see and so much to read. So, and I think the price, we paid $19.99 a person, so around $20. No,
$16. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, remember to ask for if you're a senior over 62. I think there's a senior discount, and if you are military, you will get a discount for that. And then of course there's a regular price, and then they have a children's price. But come check it out if you're down here in Charleston, South Carolina. There's so much to see down here, and this is all we really got to do today. But come check it out, and we think that you'll enjoy yourself, and plan for a whole day if you can.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, please click like and please subscribe.
We really appreciate you following us, and we'll continue on our journey as we venture out and see more things.
That's right. And we will
see you around
the campfire.
Bye.
Bye.